Why is starting things difficult? Is a thing that I feel I want to speak about. um, so, I mean, this YouTube channel exists almost under the entire assumption of starting something. And it's kind of just been sitting here. Because for whatever reason, I can't bring myself to start or make something. And I feel it probably just comes from me getting overwhelmed at the idea of what to do with it. And I've sort of decided that it's going to become a dump of whatever I can conceive to do. That's kind of where we are with this at this point. And currently, I guess that's going to be it's going to be me yapping over Minecraft footage is now the it's now what is happening here. So uh yeah, I don't we're probably going to be doing a lot of fishing. But starting is like a weird thing. I think cuz I don't know if I don't know what's stopping me from doing it. And obviously I'm sort of rambling and I'm using a lot of buffer words right now. Um because I'm struggling to sort of find the words. And this is part of, I guess, why it's difficult to start in the first place, is you don't want to seem like you're incompetent or you don't know what you're doing. Right? I think that's kind of where it comes from. Um, but I don't know. Like, it's weird, right? I make movies, right? I make short films. That's like a thing that I do. And I never have any issue with making those or posting them or anything. Like, I have no quarrels with uploading a short film on the internet for some reason. Whereas something like this, I know for a fact is gonna somehow just feel super cringe to me, and it's gonna be like a thing that like I probably get locked up in some amount of paralysis over, which has already happened because I had this idea to make this type of fucking video like 2 days ago, and it didn't happen until now, and that's partially because I don't know. I don't want to say like I'm afraid to do something like this. It just feels so foreign and different that I guess it's just weird to do. I'm not sure how to phrase that one, but I feel like anybody who's ever been in my position can sort of relate to that probably, because I think a lot of people can relate to the idea of like just wanting to make stuff, you know, but then somehow not being able to force yourself to follow through, which is another reason why the fact that like I make short films and have no issue with uploading that or anything like that, like makes this even weirder, because it's funny. I look at myself now and I really sort of question how I haven't had a YouTube channel or something like this where I just ramble or make nonsense, because like all I do is make things, right? Like that's it's like a core tenet of my being is I make entertainment, or I make like video medium or video media sort of stuff. And it's just I guess I'm sort of holding it at such a high bar that I find it difficult to make stuff like this. You know, the crappier looking stuff or the lower effort, right? It's interesting because once again, like to start, you know, it's kind of the same thing with art, right? Like if you start drawing and stuff like that, you kind of end up in this place where um your eye and sort of view of it and vision like develops faster than your ability to make things, right? Like your sense of what is good is better than your ability to create things. So the things that you create always look like shit to you, even though they're probably not that bad, right? Like even when you are improving, it takes a long time to sort of even out the playing field there. And I feel like that's kind of the same thing here, where it's like my idea of what I want to make. Like I get these big sort of ideas, but I think I really just need to strip it down to something as simple as this, as just speaking into the microphone and fishing in Minecraft. Apparently, this is going to be the thing that gets me started and gets me going. You know, I did miss a chest on that one. That's crazy. I did not get the loot. Unbelievable. Let's crack open some of these boxes. A hat. Dungeon slime cube. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. We get deluxe crab trap. Okay, that's kind of sick. Okay. Um. Yeah. So it's like starting is I don't know. It's I'm trying to just kind of keep it real here. That's that's the other reason of doing this. Um. I would say like it is just like a weird thing, I guess, and I guess it might also just be a byproduct of like being in like your 20s, is just like wanting to have everything figured out yesterday, like I want to be 10 years down the line now, like I sort of I feel like a lot of people probably in my position struggle with impatience, and sometimes I think that that's useful, but other times I think that it just makes everything increasingly stressful, especially in like the way of like making movies and stuff. It's like, making short films isn't necessarily like a profitable game in the way that you might want to assume initially. And that's kind of the same thing with YouTube. It's like all this stuff takes time, and it takes kind of meeting people and making a lot of stuff. Like you got to make a lot of garbage before you get really good at making stuff. And that's the other reason why, like, I guess it's hard to get started. Is like going back to the drawing thing, where it's what's to say, every 10,000, for every 10,000 drawings you have one good one, and that's the same thing in any medium. And it's kind of just, and that's where like impatience becomes like a problem, because I'm on drawing, one, and I'm hoping it's the good one, and it's like, no, no, that's not how that works. So, you know, but it is what it is, I guess. Uh, but anyway, I mean, ultimately, I mean, I'm starting here today. This is it. This is the beginning. All right. I don't know how often this is gonna happen. I don't know if this is gonna be daily. It's probably gonna be every time I get a, I get the, I get an opening to do it on my time. Um, but yeah, I mean, we're just gonna hang out and fish in Minecraft every now and again. That's what we're gonna do. Um, I'm just trying to think now. I've kind of just completely lost, I guess, my train of thought, or I don't know if I exhausted the train of thought. I'm not 100% certain. Uh, oh, I might have shook the mic on that. Um, oh my god, Sonic Head. Whoa, whoa. Um, yeah. So like, I mean, I guess like the moral of what I'm saying here is that starting is difficult. Um, if you hold yourself at like a high standard in the beginning when you shouldn't, right? Like you need to realize that you have free will and you can do whatever you want and make it look as shit as you want, and it doesn't matter, you know? What I think what's important is that you start, and if starting looks cringe, you should do it anyway. I think that's the more reason to do it, actually. if starting looks cringe, you should do it. You should want to do it even more. Because if it looks cringe, that's just because you haven't learned anything yet. And that's kind of where I think I am with this. But yeah, I think if you're somebody who struggles to make things, you should do like me, and because odds are if you're like caught up in like the headspace of fuck, I don't know how to make a video every week or every day or whatever. I don't know what I'm gonna talk about. I don't know what I'm gonna make. Just you gotta act. You gotta be a bit more impulsive, I think, to do this kind of stuff, which is kind of why I'm leaning into the fishing thing and rambling. Right, this is just the way I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna show up and I'm gonna ramble into a microphone and fish in Minecraft because that's a funny idea to me. And if you guys enjoy that, then you should subscribe and like and follow along for whatever the hell this is gonna be. Um, yeah, but I think more people should do this. More people, you just need to stop giving a shit. You know, you need to stop caring. Like, you need to care about like you need to care about what you're doing. Obviously, I think that that's important. But I would say that you need to care less, right? I think too many people care about it being perfect straight out the box, and that just doesn't happen, right? And that's why I'm kind of doing this. I'm making like some old school vibe right now. Like this is like just running a fully unedited Minecraft video of me yapping is like as old school YouTube as you can get. This is like OG gaming YouTube content. But this is kind of a live stream without the chat, to be honest. Um, which I mean, hey, if this gets like a little following going, you know, maybe we'll start doing that again. But yeah, I mean, if you're a creative and you've stumbled upon this, I would say just start, right? Don't worry about things being perfect. Like this goes back to the short film thing again. Like I don't like when I'm shooting short films. Like I'm not worried about them being good. I want them to be, but like I understand that like they're kind of a consequence of their budget and our sort of size and scale. You know, like it's just a film is a series of compromises, and when I come out on the other end, I just sort of accept what it is. Whereas like with the YouTube video, I guess like the difference is I don't feel like I only have to compromise as much as I make myself have to, which I guess is the difference. Whereas with the film, it's just kind of like you are forced to compromise in any given situation, especially on like a low budget situation. Uh, but I guess here where I feel like it's like, oh, I'm just not working hard enough. Oh, I'm just not putting enough effort. Oh, I'm not grinding hard enough. You know what I mean? Like there's like a real problem in that, I guess, and that's why we're here. You know, this is as bare bones as I could think to go with this type of thing. And we're gonna try to do it. I think I'm gonna try to do this at least once a week, but I think it might end up being more than that. I think that's the goal. There's no real schedule, but it's once a week tops. Because this is literally just me sitting down in the morning with a coffee, going to town on fishing. Um, you know, because I have like random thoughts all the time. I feel, and I feel like I don't really talk to people about certain ones, and I feel like I need some kind of outlet to throw those at, and this is one of them. Uh, you know, the whole notion of getting started, because it's funny because I've thought about sort of. I think YouTube is a thing that like like most people my generation have been like, oh, I gotta be a YouTuber. Like that's a job I want. And I mean, I've thought of that, and I think I always come back to it. And I've seen other people I know have success at being online, but I've just never sat around long enough to make it happen for myself, which is like weird because I feel like I'm the one who seems to look into the stuff the most comparatively. Like I feel like I have the most knowledge of any of us. I just don't have firsthand experience. But I have like, it's like I went to school for it, but I didn't do it, Like that's the kind of energy I radiate here. But yeah, so I get this is it. I'm making an effort to just show up to this channel and sort of put stuff on it and see what happens. I feel like in many ways the fact that I'm playing like a Sunlit Valley Minecraft mod, Stardew Valley esque situation here, all about farming and gathering resources, right? I feel like that's sort of a metaphor, or very a metaphor, sort of symbolic of what the channel is. It's like this is in the same way that I'm growing this Minecraft world, I'm also growing uh, this channel. So I think we're just gonna. Ooh, we'll catch the. This will be our last catch for the day, I think. Ooh, chest, and then we'll check out some of the loot we got. So I'm gonna start doing. I think I'm gonna start keeping all the lock boxes for the end of the end. So this is our haul. It's pretty good. It's pretty good. Let's go. Let's dump that in the barrel. Okay, and let's crack open all our stuff. Nice. Okay, this is good. This is very good. Um, I have to leave you there. I left my pickaxe up yonder. So let's dump all our fish out. Okay. And then I can put this in here. Okay, and with that, I mean, if you've made it this far into the video, I mean, thanks for watching. Thanks for listening to my incoherent ramblings. And if you've enjoyed any of it, or if you feel any of it resonated, subscribe, because we're gonna keep doing this. And oh wait, no, I forgot the lock boxes. I don't know what else. I probably just a bunch of driftwood, but that's a good pull. Ooh, okay. All right, so now we've actually finished that. My bad. Yeah, thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.